Gotta look pretty for my peeps. Well, we are officially live on YouTube. How's it going, guys? My name is Jared Fuller. It is officially 3 o'clock Eastern Time. This is the Sunday video update. Today's date is Sunday, December 22nd, 2024. Dad is currently asleep. He's napping. Amy, she's out in the kitchen. So, how was your week? My week was actually okay, all things considered. Um, yeah, so that's what I do. I come on here every Sunday, talk about the week in review. And although I'm having some issues with my seasonal allergies right now, I do apologize for clearing my throat and maybe perhaps coughing throughout the duration of this live stream. It just seemed to come on too out of nowhere. Like my sinuses know when I'm going to go live because I just see my sinuses are draining. So I do apologize in advance for all the coughing and clearing my throat. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about the week in review. My week here locally was okay. But I want to talk about a young man who passed away last week. Child of cancer warrior. His name was Liam. He had been battling cancer for a very long time. And his parents were very confident in his recovery. Unfortunately, Liam did not make it. And, I'm friends with his parents, good people. But I feel bad also at the same time because, he passed away on Wednesday morning at 1:47 a.m., a week before Christmas. And I kind of took it hard because I had been writing letters to Liam. I had been keeping in contact with Liam's father via text message. And now he's gone. Now their little boy is gone. And it's going to be the first Christmas without him. And I know how difficult this time of the year can be. The holidays are coming up. I'm feeling the heaviness of the holidays. I'm sure many of you are out there watching this. But just know that you're not alone. And I don't know why my voice is cracking. Maybe it's because of my allergies, but you're not alone during this time of the season. It is hard for everybody, particularly. And I've been feeling the heaviness of it. And I know that if you are a parent who lost a child, the holidays are going to be particularly difficult for you. You're going to feel the heaviness of it. But just know that I'm always a message away, a phone call away, video chat away. If you need somebody to talk to, I'm here for you. But Liam was a very good kid. He fought tooth and nail to overcome his battle, and he couldn't. But it doesn't make him any less strong. He was strong right up to the end, but his little body was tired. He just couldn't take it. I believe he was, I want to say he was 11. So he was, just still a young kid. His parents are, without a doubt, needless to say, they are taking it very, very hard right now. They're trying to figure out how they're going to pay for his funeral. And yeah, it's one of those things where, and of all times, just before Christmas, and now instead of focusing on Christmas for their other two children, Now they have to figure out how they're going to cover the cost of a funeral for their oldest child who passed away. And, I didn't want to come on this week because we are coming into Christmas on Wednesday, and I didn't want to start this week on such a bleak note. But, this has been something that's been, it's been weighing heavily on me. I've been feeling the weight of the holidays. And then a little boy passes away as a result of cancer. And I just wanted to say to all of you bereaved parents out there who may be watching this, just know I love you. I'm thinking about you. And I know that this time of the year is particularly heavy. It's difficult. And I do apologize for your pain. I'm so sorry that there's nothing I can say or do that will ease the pain. But I'm here. If you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. I wanted to start that off and to speak my piece on that. So we're going to lighten up this live stream here. We got some comments by Chewing Off My Toenail, which I've been laughing my fucking ass off at. So this week, let me wipe off my lens on my glasses first. So let's see here. We got some, poke myself in the eye. So this week, Chewing Off My Toenail says, I'm making a mistletoe out of toenails. Then he says, last week I was chewing off my toenail and accidentally bit down on my toe. I love the pain. You love the pain of biting down on your own foot, on your own toe, rather, not your foot. I was playing basketball and got tired of losing, so I deflated the basketball with my toenail. I wear Christmas stockings as socks to protect the growth of my toenails. Toenails make perfect and beautiful Christmas ornaments. And last but not least, he says, I will use toenails to decorate my Christmas tree with hot dogs, crusty socks, and popcorn. Thank you so much, Chewing Off My Toenail, for the laughs. Merry Christmas to you. And Amy says hello to everyone watching. So it's I wanted to start off this week on a positive note because this is the week of Christmas, and I wanted to mention Liam passing away, and I also wanted to talk about I'm grieving still. My mom's been gone for over a year, and this will be the second Christmas without my mom. And I think about it every day. I grieve for her every day. It's been difficult dealing with all of this, but I get through the day. I figure out what I need to do, what needs to be done, and I live accordingly to the tasks at hand, the things I need to take care of. And I know that's what mom would want me to do. And so I'm going to try to get through another holiday without her. As painful as it'll be, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to prove to myself that no matter how hard things get, I'm going to get through it. And I didn't realize that this red was coming off my hat. I'm sorry, guys. I was a bit distracted by that. But I'm going to even show my dad that I'm going to get through it. It's going to be okay. That's how mom would want it. That's how it's going to be. And, so this is going to be a difficult week, but it's going to be all right. I think we're going to be okay. But my heart really and truly does go out to the parents who've lost children as a result of cancer, especially, or in any way, it's horrible. but childhood cancer in particular, because those are my demographic of people that I am involved with, that I'm focused on. And it's really hard. It's really hard. Um, but and because this is going to be the first Christmas with a lot of parents, it's going to be a first Christmas without the child that they've lost. And so that's why I wanted to make sure that I put it out there that if they do need somebody to talk to, if they need to vent, if they need to scream, if they need to cry, whatever it is they need to do that will momentarily cleanse them of their grief and their pain and their sorrow, just momentarily, come to me. I'll be here for you. But with that out of the way, Dad was up, I think, late last night, which is why he's still snoozing over there. He's still sawing logs. Um, we got some snow last week. I don't know if we're going to have a white Christmas, but I know we got some snow last week. It was coming down at a fairly good rate. I have um, solar power cameras on my house, and they work wonders. But now that we're getting snowfall, it's getting to be a problem because now I have to climb up on a ladder, brush off the solar panels so the sunlight can hit them. Because if there's no light getting to the solar panel, the batteries won't stay charged. So now I'm going to have to climb up. I'm going to have to sweep it off. Um, some of them I can reach. A couple of them I can reach with a simple broom. I can just push a broom up there and sweep the snow off, just push it off the solar panel. But the other two, they're at the highest peaks of the house. So it's going to require use of a step ladder for me to climb up there and to sweep them off. And I shouldn't, have to climb all the way up the ladder because the broom handle will be long enough. I can just reach up and brush it off. Hopefully, that's the game plan. But it's got to be done because I got to have eyes on my property at all times. So, that'll be a job that I do probably after I'm done here. I did my grocery shopping for Christmas dinner. I did that last week. I got another shank ham. I got some potatoes for mashing. I got some biscuits. I got stuff to make green bean casserole, deviled eggs. I got everything but yams because I think Amy said she wanted yams. I think. So I'm gonna have to get like a small can of yams. It's just gonna be the three of us here, which is fine. I mean, so we won't have to make a lot, but just enough to feed three people. Plus, I got strawberry cheesecake instead of cherry cheesecake. At at Thanksgiving we had cherry cheesecake. For Christmas, we're gonna have strawberry cheesecake. So I decided to switch up desserts a little bit. Not by much though. Um, but I was kind of stumped on what I wanted to talk about this week, but I got to thinking about some things this morning, and so for those of you who don't know, my brother and I, which I really, we're not speaking, and that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. And Dad asked me, I think it was just last week. He says, "Well, how do you feel about your brother coming over for Christmas dinner?" And I said, "I really don't want to talk to him. I really don't want to see him. I want nothing to do with him." And I didn't say it. I didn't say it to hurt Dad, although deep down I think it did hurt him. But I didn't say it to hurt my dad. I don't like to hurt my dad. I didn't like to hurt my mom. But the reality is that he's burned a lot of bridges with a lot of people, including me. And after all the shit that went on here when he and his thing were staying here for free, our camper caught on fire. I got put in jail for some shit I never did. Um, and them not contributing, thinking they were just going to take run of the house, not bring groceries in for the household, letting Dad go without food while I was away. Yeah, that didn't fucking fly very well with me. and saying that dad is dead to him, but until he needs a favor, then all of a sudden he comes running to daddy. Well, after everything that he has put dad, Amy, and myself through, I don't want to talk to him anymore. I want nothing to do with him. And when mom was alive, I kept the peace. I did it for mom. I talked to him, I tolerated him, but if I didn't have to be around him or be in the same room with him, that was just not going to happen. And now that mom's gone, I wipe my hands clean of him. I don't care if I talk to him. I don't care if I see him. And matter of fact, it got back to me that he actually has a hit out for me. He wants to have me knocked off. And whether or not that's true, I don't know. It was just something I heard through the grapevine by an uncle, whom of which, by the way, always claims that nothing is ever his business, only he knows everybody's fucking business. And so I don't know as to whether or not it's true. I really don't care. I'm not concerned about that. Dad saw him, not my uncle, but I don't even view him as a brother. Biologically, we're brothers, but I don't have to claim him. I don't have to talk to him. I don't have to see him. Well, dad saw him last week. Or actually, yeah, it was last week. And he asked him about it. He confronted him. He says, "I would never do that to my little brother." Well, I don't know what to believe because you've lied to me before. Just like you go around telling everybody a bunch of horrible shit about me, which is not true. You're supposed to be my brother, at least I thought you were, and then you're going to betray me and stab me in the back. Like I said, you're just I want nothing to do with him. Even if it is Christmas time, I want nothing to do with him. You stay over there on your side of the county, I'll stay over here on mine. I will continue to try to make the world a better place, and you can stay over there and do your methamphetamines and drugs and whatever the fuck else you're doing over there. Leave me out of it. Your girlfriend is never welcome back here, and if I catch her on my property, she's going to jail. She's already been in jail for trespassing, and I will throw her in jail. I will press the issue. Don't think I won't. I will. I'm not afraid to do it. Y'all can stay over there. Leave me the fuck alone. You can come crying to dad when you need something. Come crying to daddy when you need a favor. But as far as talking to you, seeing you, hanging out with you, that's never going to happen again. You want to talk about someone being dead to someone else? You claim that dad is dead to you. You have been dead to me for years. I want nothing to do with you. Like I said, I tolerated you because of mom. Now that mom's gone, you also are gone. You can leave me alone. Don't ask me for shit. Don't come around. I don't need you for anything. I don't want you for anything. You keep your drug infested fucking hoe of a girlfriend over on that side of the fucking county, and I'll stay over here on mine. You can drown in your misery, and I'm going to be out here making the world a better place. Merry Christmas. And that's my send off to him. And those were the words I wanted to say. I was contemplating even saying anything like that because in fear that I would upset dad. And I probably will upset dad. And like I said, it's not intentional. I don't intentionally hurt my dad. I don't like to hurt my dad, but those are my true feelings. After all the shit that he's put Amy, dad, and I through, and I know he's just brainwashed by that thing he's with. And I told dad, gonna be kind of, graphic here. The pussy isn't that good. It can't be that good. There's no way in hell a woman is gonna control how I treat my family. In fact, I'm talking to a woman right now. She's got 3 kids. One of them's on the autism spectrum. I don't know how long this is gonna last, because she's still married to the father of the child. She's separated, but I think they're still legally married. She just had a baby, 6 months old. The guy told her to go on dating sites, which I find to be a bit peculiar, given that, if you're still I mean, they might be legally separated, which is actually a thing. But even still, if you're married, I don't know why you would be on a dating site unless they've got some kind of a freaky fetish going on, which, okay, whatever floats your boat. But that is a level of complexity that I am inviting into my life. And I'm not saying that this person isn't a good person. She seems like a sweet girl. She lives here in Michigan. I'm not going to give her a name. I'm not going to say where she's from. I'm not going to give any of that information away. However, she is a good person. And I mean, we started talking, and I'm sorry, I'm distracted by all this guff on my hat here. She seems like a good person, and we've been talking, communicating through Messenger, and um, however, I think she's very confused on what she wants because I asked her, "What is it you want? Do you want to make things work with the baby's father, or like to get to know, say, someone like me?" Which there's really not much to know, but um, other than, I'm a child of cancer survivor and I write poetry and journals, I listen to music, all that good stuff. And I have a YouTube channel, a couple of YouTube channels actually. Um, and like I said, I don't want to put her name out there. I don't want to say where she's from because it wouldn't be fair. We just started talking. Um, but I'm trying to get her to understand and to figure out what it is that she wants out of life because, I can't wait around forever. If she's gonna leave the guy, cool. If you're gonna work things out with the guy, cool. Either way, make a fucking decision so I can decide what I want to do next. Because I'm not gonna be strung along by someone who says that she doesn't wanna make things work with her baby's father, and, I'm not gonna be strung along. I'm not gonna be waiting forever. Because I don't have forever. My time is limited, just like everybody else's. So if you're new here, I decided to take off the subscriber only mode and I wanted to open my chat to anybody, even if you're just passing through and you want to leave a comment and say hello and engage in conversation, join in on the chat. You're always more welcome to. Just be civil, or I'll kick your ass out and you'll be done forever, permanently. Chewing off my toenail, he comes in every week and he, leaves funny comments, messages, which is it's not offensive at all. It's gross kind of. Some of his comments are gross, but they're funny, and we all get a laugh. And it's a way. I think it's a way to lift my spirits because he knows. Excuse me. He knows what my hardships are. He knows how much I'm struggling with everything going on, and so he comes in and he offers up a little bit of humor, which I don't mind. I appreciate the humor, but you don't have to be subscribed. I decided to turn off subscribers only mode specifically for the holiday season. So that's my present to you. And hopefully more people will decide to subscribe to my channel. I had a video taken down, actually. I received a note from YouTube. They decided to take down a video, one of my live streams that I posted on January 3rd, 2021, I believe it was, because I had allegedly given some misinformation about the COVID. Um, and so I guess I'm just going to have to refrain from talking about anything medically related, although I'll talk about childhood cancer at any given fucking moment. But they're really, I don't know, they're just very peculiar and matter of fact specific with the COVID pandemic and vaccinations in general, um, because of the misinformation that's being uh, spread around. I have my thoughts on all that stuff, although it's like outdated, 3 or 4 years old, outdated. So I won't need to talk about it again. But um it's the fear mongering, the fear tactics that go on with media and people who want you to do things and they pressure you into doing things that you shouldn't have to do, but they tell you you have to anyway. If you want to be a part of this, be a part of that, you got to do this and do that. I think it's silly. Um, but that's just my opinion. It's not a fact. It's an opinion, YouTube. I'm allowed to have opinions.
You know they're trying to shut down YouTube and TikTok.
I didn't hear anything about shutting down YouTube, but I heard TikTok.
Yep.
They want to get rid of TikTok. Um, I don't use TikTok.
I don't either.
I don't use it. I don't watch it. I mean, I might watch it. I probably have watched it
I mean,
from other people, you
yeah,
know.
if someone sends me a video from TikTok, I'll
Yeah.
watch that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't go on TikTok. It's so stupid.
I don't understand a lot of things on TikTok. The videos are just stupid,
Yeah, yeah.
in my opinion. I mean, they're just fucking dumb.
But people love stuff like that
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yep. Um, and I decided to wear my Santa hat for obvious reasons this week. Uh, I I think I've worn my Santa hat every, like the week of Christmas or whatever. Now, if say for example, if Christmas falls on a Sunday, then I will cancel my Sunday video update because of the fact that on Christmas Day I have to prepare food and I'm really extremely busy around the house and I don't have the time to sit and gab for an hour because I could be using that time to prepare food and help dad with things in the kitchen.
I think every holiday you should wear something.
Yeah.
I mean, like 4th of July, you got your
I
pig
got my
hat.
I got my Uncle Sam hat.
Yeah.
I got this little cap here for 4th of July. I'll probably wear that next year.
I got that from Grandpa.
But yeah, I had spoken my piece about them. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah, yeah, I heard.
I just want to be done with them.
I'm just out here pretty much observing.
And the thing is, I know a lot of people. Yeah, I know a lot of people will watch this or listen to me and say, "Well, Jared, you're not you're not the loving, caring person you claim to be." No, I am. I'm very loving and caring, but I'm not tolerant of people's bullshit. And that's the thing. I'm not going to sit in my own home and live in fear in my own home because someone can't understand or recognize that this is our fucking house. We will do what we want to do. And when we tell you, freeloader, not to do something in our house because we don't want you doing it, you need to fucking abide by the fucking rules that we put in place. Period. If we don't want you doing something, you're not fucking doing it. And if you don't like how we live, then get out. I mean, you guys witness this yourselves. I mean, I was trying to do a Sunday video one week and being constantly interrupted by those two, constantly. And they did it intentionally. They did it on fucking purpose. They knew that I came on YouTube every week, every Sunday. One would sit on the couch, the other one would be in the bedroom, and they would just, in some way, interrupt my fucking shows. And I got tired of that too. And every word was fuck, 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 fuck. And Jay would drop the N word, which um, I'm not very fond of that. I'm very no. I'm just and if you use racial slurs on YouTube, my channel could get a strike for racial slurs, and I'm not the one using racial slurs. So um I'm just not I'm not tolerant of disrespect. I'm not tolerant of people who are gonna stay here for fucking free and tell me how I need to live my life and how I need to conduct myself let alone, I'm not going to have them. I mean, I'm not going to stop them from telling other people horrible things about me. However, I'm not the one out there who's stealing. I'm not causing trouble for anybody. Don't put my hands on people. And furthermore, I don't have a fucking drug problem. I might have a beer once in a while. Once in a while. It's not all the time. I'm not going to tolerate it. And family or no family, you're out the fucking door. I'm not going to put up with that. This is my house. It's Dad's house. It's Amy's house. We're not putting up with this shit anymore. And Dad had to do what he had to legally do and evict her. And they haven't been back since. If I catch her on the property, she's going to jail. It's as simple as that. And as far as my uncle saying that he has a hit out on me, that my brother has a hit out on me. Oh, I got a piece of red fuzz in my goatee. Easily distracted. As far as that goes, I don't know if it's true. I can't say it is or it isn't. But I will say that for someone like my uncle who always says, well, it's none of my business, it surely seems to be his fucking business. Because if it's not your business, how are you making it our business? I'm sick of talking mouths. I'm sick of people who are bored and then they, because they're miserable in life, they try to make other people's lives miserable. I have enough to deal with, I deal with my mom being gone. I deal with I don't even deal with assholes on YouTube, honestly. I don't deal with them. I just block them and I'm just move on. And even on Facebook, I don't deal with assholes. I block. Someone not on YouTube here, but on Facebook, someone was I said Facebook twice, didn't I? Yeah. I meant to say YouTube. This is YouTube. This platform is YouTube. It's not Facebook. It's probably because I'm on Facebook so much that I'm calling YouTube Facebook. But anyway, I was arguing with someone who claimed to be a nurse on Facebook. And it was about the little boy who just recently passed away. He died on Wednesday. This person came on and told the parents, well, we all know what the outcome's going to be. Why don't you just let him go? And I want to say I understand the position, but I don't, because whenever does a nurse tell a parent to give up on their children? You know what a job of a nurse is? The job of a nurse is to give medication when it's needed. You're not a registered nurse, or you're a registered nurse. You're an RN, but you are not a nurse practitioner, meaning you don't prescribe the medication. The nurse administers the medication. The nurse administers the things that the patient needs. The nurse tends to the care of the patient. The nurse does not give opinions on how they should medically treat their child. Your job is to give medication and to take care of the patient's needs as necessary. This person claiming to be a nurse, we went rounds on Facebook and I let her fucking have it. I told her, I said, either one of two things are not true. You are either not a nurse, or if you are a fucking horrible nurse, and someone should report you to the state health board, or from whatever fucking country you're from. Someone should report you to the medical allegiance or whatever it is that runs that governs your state or country or whatever. You need to be looked into. You need to be investigated. And Dad's awake. And we just went round and round on Facebook. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to sit by and tolerate people who are going to, these parents were already in a bad state of affairs as it was, because they were holding on for dear life, hoping that their son would have survived. and he didn't. And the last thing you could tell any parent who's going through this is, well, we all know the outcome. Why not just let him die? You are a coward piece of fucking shit troll. And I'm not going to just sit back and keep my mouth shut. The person who claimed to be a nurse, her name was Louise. And this Louise person and I, we went rounds. I told her to fuck off. Don't be coming at people telling them what they should do with their children, medically or otherwise, because your job as a nurse is not to tell parents what they need to do with their children. Your job as a nurse is to administer medication, to care for the patient. A nurse practitioner prescribes medication. A doctor prescribes medication. Practitioners prescribe medication. There's a difference between a nurse practitioner and a registered nurse. A registered nurse is someone who is there to administer the needs of the patient. My mom was a state certified nurse for any number of years. It wasn't her job to prescribe anything. She was there to care for elderly people. She was being paid by the state to care for the elderly. I know how this shit works. Child of cancer survivor, 35 years. I've had my fair share of medical expertise as a patient. And when people explain things to me, that's how I learn. Nurses don't give medical attention. They don't give medical opinions. What they do is they say, I'm here to give you your medicine. The doctor will be in shortly, or the nurse practitioner will be in shortly. They are not in a position to tell you what you need to do. They are not in a position to give medical advice to a patient. It's ridiculous. And I tore into this Louise up one side of a wall and down the other, and probably from left to right. I ripped into her. I'm surprised I didn't get a strike on Facebook. I'm surprised I didn't get a community guideline strike. Although I will say they don't do shit about shit anyway on Facebook. They don't. I just reported someone yesterday for pretending to be one of my friends, and Facebook didn't do a single fucking thing about it. Well, we decided that it doesn't violate our community guidelines. How the fuck doesn't? It's in direct violation of a community guideline. They are pretending to be someone that they're not, which is one of the reasons why I got my Facebook account meta verified. So people know that it's me. And if I create a new account, they're going to hear it from me first. I will verify that it's actually me. See, no one, you can, try as you will and try as you might, you will never fucking be like me, ever. Because I will be a step ahead of you every fucking time. See, and when you look at my Facebook, which I'm going to go to my Facebook right now. Come on, load. Come on. So when you look at my Facebook, you're going to see a blue check mark next to my name. Well, it's a check mark in a like a blue badge. That's meta verified. That's a meta verified account, meaning that I have access to extra features on Facebook. I pay a monthly fee for it. And, I would almost think at some point that I would be able to reach out to someone directly at Facebook and explain to them what's going on. I haven't done so yet, but I just might. But Facebook needs to get their shit together. Oh, well, it's an automated bot that does this. Well, that's not enough, clearly, because there are videos that I have reported to Facebook that have been sexually explicit in nature. Most of them, which involve children, I've reported that, And Facebook says, well, it's not a violation of our community standards. How the fuck is it not? Are there pedophiles working at fucking Meta Verified? I wonder. Um, it's astounding to me that they allow the shit that they allow. And I came this close to saying, fuck it, I'm done with Facebook. I came this close again. But, I have people that I really and truly love and care about, and I don't want to leave them behind. So I guess I'm stuck on Facebook. After I said I wouldn't go back numerous times, but it's addicting. It keeps pulling me back. Um, and it's an easier way to reach people. It's a convenient way of reaching people. And so that's why I keep it. There was a discussion about like people post pictures of their kids to Facebook, and then people complain, well, you don't share pictures of my kids without my permission, blah 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 blah. Well, see, I made a short here on this YouTube channel talking about it. I was kind of quick and brief, but I'm going to kind of divulge into that a little bit because I seem to be on a roll this week getting my thoughts out. So here's the thing. Facebook, although your posts may be set to friends, it is still public to your friends. So if there's something you don't want shared, then maybe you shouldn't post. For example, you don't post about anything else that you think is private. Like you don't post about your sex life. You don't talk about the massive shit you took. You don't talk about things that you don't normally talk about on a social media platform. You don't give your social security number. You don't give well, I wouldn't say you don't give your address. Most people I know, they willingly give addresses and PO boxes and things, but you don't give your social security number. You don't give any personal information. Well, your children are, first of all, they're not secret. They're not hidden. They're people. They have to share in this world with the rest of us. So if you don't want people posting or sharing pictures, we don't need your permission. That's it. We don't need your permission, because when you post the pictures to Facebook, you're already giving permission. So if there's something that you post that you don't want other people to see, then maybe don't fucking post it. I go rounds with people all the time about this. So then don't post the shit to Facebook. I'm sorry, guys. That's a distraction. This stuff on my hat is coming off. I've got like 2 or 3 more Santa hats in my bedroom. But anyway, like if I had kids, would I post them to Facebook? I don't know. I don't have kids. It's not anything I thought about. It's not something I thought about because I don't have children. But at the end of the day, they're your children. You are the steward of their health and their safety and well-being. So, with that being said, nobody can share anything if you don't give someone something to share. What? Oh, Mark went by? Nope. He don't need to stop in. But back to my original point, because they're having their own separate conversation in the kitchen. My point is, if you don't want certain things being shared, and why would you secret your children? Like, I don't understand. Well, don't share without my permission, but you're posting. You're posting about your kids. You're posting pictures of your children. What's the difference of you post something and then someone else shares it? Then you're going to get mad. Well, you didn't have my permission. No, you gave permission the second you fucking posted it to Facebook. Why doesn't anybody understand it? There's no expectation of privacy in public. This is something I learned as a First Amendment auditor, which I don't do anymore, by the way, but it's a golden rule of thumb. When you go out into the real world in public, you know, you can stand on a public sidewalk and take pictures of anything you want. There's no such thing as trespassing eyeballs. So if you're standing on a fucking sidewalk, you can take pictures of virtually anything your eyes can see. And if someone approaches you and says, "Please don't include me in your video or picture," well, guess what? There's no basis. There's no legal or moral basis for you not being included in something because you're in public view. What are you trying to hide? What are you trying to secret? There's 8 billion people in the fucking world. What is it about you that makes you so special that you think you can be closeted from the rest of the world? Just doesn't work that way. Um, but I, for one, get kind of fed up with people who don't use both sides of the fucking brains. Logic would tell me if you don't want shit being shared, especially your kids, then why are you putting pictures of your kids on Facebook? Why are you willingly doing this if it's such a problem? Some people need to be taught, that some things that you want to keep private should be kept private. You have to create the privacy. It's not incumbent on anybody else to create the privacy for you. You have to create your own fucking privacy. And if you don't do that, that's no one else's fault but yours. And hello, Dad. But I think I'm just beating a dead horse here. I think I made my point. There's so much going on in the world today. And I understand that. I see it. I'm not oblivious to what's going on in the world. I notice. I watch the news as much as I fucking hate to watch the news. I watch it. And I know what's going on in the world. I mean, they just arrested a kid in Owasso, Michigan. They just arrested a kid for plotting mass genocide on the the LGBTQ plus community. He is waging a war against that demographic of people. They picked his ass up. He's only, 20 years old? 22, something like that? And that was my phone, by the way. My friend Lisa. So, and yeah, I got friends. Don't tell me I don't have friends. Of course, I have lots of friends. But anyway, there was a kid that just waged a war on the LGBTQ plus community, and there was a shooting at a Christian school in Madison, Wisconsin last week. The world is fucked up, and I understand that. And you know what? This is driving me fucking ape shit. I don't know what this is on this hat. It's felt, obviously. It's like a felt, but there's stuff dangling and coming off, and it's a distraction. Oh, it's a distraction. See that, Dad? Well, yeah, it's an old hat, but this stuff is coming off. But anyway, back to my original point. The world is in turmoil, and I understand that. Not all of us are bad people out here. And I can only imagine that those two have been saying the most horrible things about me to everybody else. I think that's what happened with our neighbors down the road here. They went and told them a bunch of shit about me that wasn't true. And I think that's why I got blocked, Dad, by our neighbors down the road, not down by Fordney Road. I think that's why they blocked me, because I'm pretty sure that they went and told them a bunch of shit about me that's not true. How do you know? They know him. How do you know? How do you know they don't? I can guarantee. I can almost. I have that feeling. I have that feeling. Because they do this shit to everybody. They tell everybody horrible things about me. They've been doing this for a long time, and then want to be nice to my face and call me brother, this, that, and the other. No. What she's like? I've been saying this for years, what she's like. I'm hoping that 2025 will be a better year for all of us. I I have plans in mind. I don't want to announce what my plans are, but let's just say I do have plans in mind. And actually, I will say one plan, and that is to not have my year fucked up like this year was totally fucked up. I'm hoping next year will be better, but I say that every year. But I do have plans, and the one plan is I don't want 2025 to be a fucking total disaster like 2024 was. As long as I don't have to deal with them, I'm good. I'll be aces. If they don't come around and if I don't have to deal with them, I'll be fine. But if I catch her on my property, there's going to be trouble. She can't come on the property. She'll go to jail, which, by the way, she already was in jail for trespassing. I don't know if they issued a warrant for her because I don't think she showed up for court. So they would have to issue a warrant if she fails to appear in court. I have no feeling for her. None. I have no feeling for anybody who's going to blatantly fucking lie to the police or just lie in general about someone hurting them when not a finger was laid upon them. And then they have the audacity and the temerity to fucking lie to the cops to get a police report started, which falsifying a police report is a felony. I have no use for liars like that. None. And I did want to dedicate this week's show to those two because they take up enough time as it is. Just ask my dad. But I'm not going to have my holiday being fucked up. I'm not going to have my household being disturbed. I'm not going to have constant attention being drawn to this house. And as I said at the beginning of this video, I kept the peace with him because my mom was alive and I tried to make it as comfortable for my mom as possible. Now, he and my mom didn't speak. Mom died before they had a chance to reconcile. So maybe he lives with that. I don't know. Not my fucking problem. I was there for my mom. I was there for her as much as I could be. All the way up until she took her dying fucking breath. And that motherfucker out there has zero excuse. He is without excuse. He couldn't put certain shit to the side for the sake of our mother. He couldn't let bygones be bygones and just let shit go for, the last weeks of her life. When he was here, he was telling me, oh, mom was horrible and this, horrible that. You know what? My mom and dad are not perfect parents. They're just not. And it's not an insult to my dad. And dad knows that because we've had this conversation before. My parents are two of the most imperfect people you're ever going to meet in your life. But I'm going to tell you something. It's better to have an imperfect parent than no parent at all. I would rather have my mom back. And I can't. And he has to live with the fact that he didn't reconcile his differences with our mom. Even if mom did a lot of things that I didn't approve of, she was still my mother. I still loved her. And I was with her until the day she died. I was there holding her hand when she took her last breath. My dad could do 1,000 things that would piss me off, but he's still my dad. It doesn't matter. I have yet to see a perfect parent. There's no such thing as being a perfect parent. But being I'd rather have an imperfect parent than no parent at all. And I wish he would get rid of that fucking trash he's with so he'll open his eyes to the bigger picture. Again, I didn't want to dedicate the show to trashing on those pieces of shit out there, but I have nothing to do with him anymore. Stay over there, leave me the fuck alone, leave my family alone. You can be on the shit you're on. I'll be on the shit I'm on, which is I'm trying to help make the world a little better place. I can't change the world as a whole, but I can change someone's world by doing something to make their day better. I'm not perfect either. Big secret. I'm not perfect. I've said and done a lot of things that I'm ashamed of. Absolutely. Sure. But I've gotten better. I like to think I've grown because of it. Now, will I live to regret saying these things about my brother? No. No. He burned bridges. The reason that people don't want anything to do with him is because of her. She got into his head so fucking bad that nobody wants anything to do with either one of them. And I can't say as I blame him because I'm one of those people. Blood or not. You fucked up. You don't come in my house, disrespect me, my dad, or Amy. This is our home. You know, we were kind enough to open our door to let them stay here. They didn't contribute to the bills. They would bring food in for themselves. And while I was gone for 3 months in Saginaw at my older brother's house, Wayne, I was told that it was a fucking disaster while I was gone for 3 months. That will never fucking happen again. Never. As long as I'm here. That will never happen again. I'm not the one who burned bridges. They are. And I kept the peace for mom. And dad knows that. I kept the peace for mom because that's how mom would have wanted it. But now that mom's gone, I don't have to have anything to do with him. And there are occasions where people will message me on Facebook and they say, well, did you hear this about him? Did you hear that? No, I didn't. I really don't care, but seems I'm finding these things out surreptitiously. Fill me in. What's going on? Oh, well, he did this and he did that and X, Y, and Z. Cool. It doesn't involve me. I don't care. He'll live and learn, or he'll live and won't. That's not my problem. And yeah, an uncle had told, because the uncle, not Uncle Tim, by the way, because I want to make sure it's not Uncle Tim, it's not Uncle Danny. I don't have any uncles left, pretty much. But the one uncle told Amy that my brother had a hit out on me. I don't know whether or not to believe it. And I say this because he used a name that does not identify my brother. It's not his name anymore. He had his name changed. Because I told Jim I was, if I ever see him up there. Yeah. Right in front of him. Yeah. Now, I don't know if it's true. I want to see his line and find out who said it. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to get down to it. But what I do know is I'm not going to tolerate bullshit. You know, this one uncle who says that nothing is ever his business, only when everything is his fucking business. Yeah. Well, this happened up at Uncle Tim's, but I shouldn't say anything because it's none of my business. Then why open your fucking flap trap then? Why are you telling us, Mark? Yeah, Uncle Mark. I wasn't going to say his name, but fuck it. Yeah, it's Uncle Mark. It's none of your business what goes on up at Uncle Tim's, but you come here and tell us. We don't give a fuck what goes on up at Tim's. Whatever goes on at my Uncle Tim's or elsewhere is none of our concern. We don't pay their fucking bills. They don't pay our fucking bills. I don't care. And they shouldn't care what goes on here. I even told Uncle Tim that. And Dad was sitting right there at the dining room table, didn't I? I told him, I said, look, I don't give a fuck what happens in your house. I don't pay your fucking bills. You don't pay my bills. I don't care what goes on here. It ain't got shit to do with me. This is your house. Whatever happens within these walls is your business. It ain't got shit to do with me. I don't pay your bills. And he looked at me and he says, yeah, you're right. So I didn't want to leave on a negative note because, you know, it is a week of Christmas and I wanted to be, you know, a little more upbeat, but we have reached the 4 o'clock hour already. Yeah. Oh, Monday? Oh yeah. Dad has an appointment tomorrow in Saginaw. Cardiovascular off of Tittabawassee over there. I didn't want to, you know, end this on a negative note because, you know, it is a week of Christmas and I'm just trying to, it's been a rough time for everybody. It has, undeniably so. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer and I don't want to put anyone in a melancholy mood, but this is another rough holiday. It's another holiday without my mom. And for some of my friends, it's another holiday without their children because of childhood cancer or whatever the case may be. And it's another holiday without my grandpa, my dad's dad, and a lot of people. Next year will be 3 years, Dad. But anyway, this is a rough time for everybody. I'm not coming on here to be a dick, although I've been called worse, much worse. But I will come on here and remind people that, you know, there are still good things happening in the world. I know it may not seem like it. We're always hearing about bad shit happening all over the world, no matter, you know, whether it's in our own backyard or thousands of miles away, there's always some negative going on. But we're not all bad out here. Now, as for them over there, I don't care anymore. And I know Mom would be disappointed if she heard me say that I want nothing to do with him. I know she would be, but it's not to hurt anybody. I've never been in jail in my whole life until March 25th of this year because that fucking bitch lied and said I put my hands on her. Well, it went to trial. I was there. She wasn't. So they threw it out. It don't matter. But, you know, I was there and I took it to trial. And it's like, I'm not backing down. They wanted me to accept deals. Well, if you plead guilty to this charge, they'll drop the other one. No. We're going to trial. So we did. And she didn't show up because she knew if she would have showed up and lied to the judge, that would have been a felony. Because when you lie to a judge, that's perjury. When you swear under oath to tell the truth, you're going to jail. You can actually go to prison for that. That's prison punishable. Well, lying under oath is a felony. The judge has the discretion of throwing you in prison for lying to him or her, depending. And yes, I know I've gone over time a few minutes. I'm usually out of here by 4 o'clock sharp. But it's a week of Christmas. I didn't want to be negative and you know, dismissive. But things have got to change. You know, every year I want to do something good for somebody. I tried. It cost me 3 months away from home, which I'm grateful to my brother Wayne for letting me stay at his house. And I earned my stay there. But I also wasn't here where I belong. Dad and Amy were miserable without me being here. They told me themselves. It wasn't the same not having Jerry Bear around. And I'm sure it wasn't. I mean, a lot changed when I was gone. I remember the house being a certain way before I was carried away in handcuffs, and then, staying at Wayne's for 3 months, I come back home and things are different. And it's like, wow, what's this? When did you switch this out? When did this happen? When did you throw this out? When did you know, when did all this shit happen? It was while I was gone. But I'm not going anywhere this time. And I hope I'll see you next week. Any final words, Dad? Because we're like 5 minutes over. Have a nice holiday, Amy. Peace out, be safe, and happy holidays. And I will echo what they said. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, Melikalicamaka. I love you guys. I'm glad that you're here, and let's try to get through this holiday. And like I said, if you are someone who is grieving, please reach out. Please reach out to me. I'll be here for you. So much love, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Take care. Ciao. Adios. Salutations.